Welcome, brave souls, to a journey through the world's most haunted places. Are you ready to face the unknown? We're about to embark on a chilling expedition to the darkest corners of the globe, where the veil between our world and the spectral realm wears thin. From ancient fortresses to abandoned asylums, we'll confront the restless spirits that linger within these haunted walls. Prepare to be captivated by tales of tragedy, mystery, and unexplained phenomena. Fasten your seatbelts, keep your EMF readers close, and brace yourselves for an unforgettable paranormal adventure. Let's begin our descent into the shadows. The Tower of London, a fortress steeped in centuries of bloodshed and despair. Its very stones whisper tales of imprisonment, torture, and execution. Anne Boleyn, the ill-fated queen, is said to roam the grounds, her headless form a chilling reminder of her brutal end. Her presence is felt most strongly on the anniversary of her execution, a night when many claim to have witnessed her spectral figure. But Anne is not alone. The tower is also said to be haunted by the young princes, murdered in the tower by their own uncle, Richard III. Visitors and staff alike have reported hearing the echoes of children's laughter and cries for help, sending shivers down their spines. The White Tower, the oldest part of the fortress, holds an especially dark energy. It's here that many have reported seeing the ghost of Guy Fawkes, his tortured soul still burning bright after centuries. The Tower of London stands as a chilling reminder of the past, its history etched not just in stone, but in the very fabric of the supernatural world. Nestled high in the Colorado Rockies, the Stanley Hotel stands as a beacon of Victorian grandeur, but beneath its elegant facade lies a chilling truth. This is the hotel that inspired Stephen King's terrifying novel, The Shining. As you walk the halls, you can almost hear the ghostly echoes of a bygone era. Room 217, the most notorious room in the hotel, is said to be haunted by the spirit of a former housekeeper, Mrs. Wilson. Guests have reported luggage mysteriously unpacking, lights flickering, and a chilling presence in the room. The hotel's grand ballroom is another hotbed of paranormal activity. It's said to be frequented by the spirits of children, their laughter echoing through the empty space. Some guests have even claimed to see shadowy figures dancing across the ballroom floor late at night, but perhaps the most unsettling presence is that of the hotel's original owner, F.O. Stanley. His apparition, often seen in a top hat and tails, is said to observe guests from the shadows. The Stanley Hotel is a place where reality and imagination blur, where the line between the living and the dead is thin indeed. Eastern State Penitentiary, a name that sends shivers down the spines of even the most hardened skeptics. This former prison, once a model of modern incarceration, now stands as a decaying monument to human suffering. Within these crumbling walls, thousands of inmates lived out their sentences, many driven to madness by the isolation and despair. And now their tortured souls are said to roam the cell blocks, seeking solace they never found in life. Cell Block 12, shrouded in darkness and despair, is a particular hotspot for paranormal activity. Visitors and investigators have reported disembodied voices, cold spots, and even physical apparitions. The prison's hospital wing, where the sick and dying were left to suffer, is filled with an oppressive sense of dread. Some say they can still hear the moans of the afflicted echoing through the empty halls. Eastern State Penitentiary is not for the faint of heart. It's a place where the weight of history is heavy, and the veil between our world and the next is paper-thin. Welcome to the Myrtles Plantation, a stunning antebellum plantation steeped in southern charm and shrouded in chilling tales of tragedy and the supernatural. This grand estate, with its sprawling oaks draped in Spanish moss, holds a dark and troubled past. Legend has it that the plantation is haunted by at least 12 spirits, each with their own tragic story to tell. Chloe, a former slave, is perhaps the most well-known. Her image, forever captured in a photograph, is said to roam the grounds, her eyes reflecting the pain of her past. The plantation's main staircase is another site of paranormal activity. Footsteps have been heard ascending and descending the stairs, yet no living soul can be found. Some believe it's the spirit of William Winter, a former owner shot on the steps and left to die. The Myrtles Plantation is a place where the past refuses to stay buried. It's a stark reminder that some secrets are too terrible to be contained by the grave. At the base of Mount Fuji lies Aokigahara, a dense forest shrouded in an eerie silence. But this is no ordinary forest. This is the infamous suicide forest, a place where countless souls have gone to end their lives. The air hangs heavy with sorrow and despair, a tangible weight pressing down on those who dare to enter. The dense foliage blocks out the sunlight, casting long, eerie shadows that seem to writhe and contort like tortured souls. Locals whisper tales of yurei, vengeful spirits said to haunt the forest, their anger and despair palpable in the stillness. They say these spirits can influence the living, drawing them deeper into the woods, never to be seen again. Compasses spin wildly, rendering them useless amongst the dense magnetic iron deposits beneath the forest floor. It's easy to lose your way, both physically and mentally, within this disorienting and unsettling landscape. Aokigahara Forest is a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of the human spirit, even in death. The Queen Mary, once a luxurious ocean liner, now stands permanently docked in Long Beach, California. But instead of fading into maritime history, the ship has become a legendary hotbed of paranormal activity, its steel hull echoing with the stories of its spectral passengers. Among the most famous ghosts is Half-Hatch Harry, a sailor crushed to death by a door in the ship's engine room. His presence is said to be felt throughout the ship, the slamming of doors a chilling reminder of his tragic demise. The first-class swimming pool, once a place of laughter and joy, is now said to be haunted by the spirits of those who drowned within its depths. Unexplained splashes and ripples in the water, even when the pool is drained, send chills down the spines of visitors. And then there's Stateroom B 340. A room so haunted, it's now permanently locked. Guests who dared to stay there reported disembodied voices, blankets being pulled off the bed, and the feeling of an unseen presence watching them. The Queen Mary remains a floating enigma, a vessel seemingly caught between this world and the next, its haunted history as captivating as its glamorous past. Beneath the bustling streets of Paris lies a subterranean labyrinth, a chilling reminder of the city's mortality. The catacombs of Paris, a vast network of tunnels lined with the bones of millions, is a place where the living world feels a million miles away. The air is thick with the weight of death, the silence broken only by the soft crunch of bone beneath your feet. As you descend deeper into the darkness, the walls closing in, a sense of unease creeps over you. The energy here is palpable, a tangible reminder of the countless souls who now rest within these walls. Some visitors have reported feeling cold spots, disembodied whispers, and even the sensation of being touched by unseen hands. The Gallery of Portman, named for a French soldier who survived a British prison camp by digging his way out, is said to be particularly haunted. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures lurking in the darkness and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. The catacombs of Paris are not for the claustrophobic or the faint of heart. This is a journey into the heart of death, a chilling reminder of our own mortality. In the heart of Gloucestershire, England, stands the ancient Ram Inn, a building steeped in history and riddled with tales of the paranormal. This ancient inn, dating back to the 12th century, is considered by many to be the most haunted house in Britain. From the moment you step inside, you can feel an oppressive presence, a darkness that seems to cling to the very walls. The air is thick with the stench of the unknown, sending shivers down the spines of even the most skeptical visitors. The inn's most terrifying resident is said to be a witch who sought refuge within its walls, only to be burned at the stake by an angry mob. Her malevolent spirit is said to haunt the inn to this day, her presence felt most strongly in the witch's room where she was captured and killed, but the witch is not alone. The inn is also said to be haunted by the spirits of a murdered child, a priest who hanged himself in the attic, and countless others who met their demise within its ancient walls. The ancient Ram Inn is a place where the veil between our world and the next is tissue thin, a place where the darkness lingers and the spirits of the dead walk among us. In the murky waters of the Venetian lagoon lies Poveglia Island, a place shrouded in darkness and despair. Its history is a chilling tapestry woven from plague pits, insane asylums, and tales of unimaginable suffering. For centuries, Poveglia served as a quarantine zone for plague victims. their bodies burned or tossed into mass graves. The soil itself is said to be composed of 50% human ash, a grim testament to the horrors that unfolded on this forsaken island. Later, the island became home to a mental asylum where unspeakable experiments were performed on patients. The screams of the tortured are said to echo through the abandoned buildings, a chilling reminder of the island's dark past. Poveglia Island is considered by many to be the most haunted place on Earth. The air is thick with a palpable sense of dread, and the silence is broken only by the cries of seagulls and the whispers of the dead. Even today, the Italian government forbids visitors from setting foot on Poveglia. Some places, it seems, are best left undisturbed, their secrets buried beneath the weight of history. The Banff Springs Hotel, a majestic castle in the heart of the Canadian Rockies, is a sight to behold. But beneath its opulent facade lies a chilling truth. This grand hotel is said to be one of the most haunted places in Canada. Guests and staff have reported a wide range of paranormal activity, from unexplained cold spots and flickering lights to full-bodied apparitions and disembodied voices. One of the most famous ghosts is that of a bride who, on her wedding day, tripped and fell down the grand staircase, breaking her neck. She's often seen in her wedding dress, gliding through the halls or dancing in the ballroom, a tragic figure forever frozen in time. Room 873 is another hotbed of paranormal activity. Guests have reported waking up to find the room ice cold, even in the middle of summer. The room has since been sealed off, but the stories continue to circulate. But perhaps the most unsettling presence is that of a former bellman, Sam Macaulay, who worked at the hotel until his death in the 1970s. He's said to still roam the halls, assisting guests and even helping them with their luggage, just as he did in life. The Banff Springs Hotel is a place where luxury and the supernatural collide, where the ghosts of the past mingle with the living, creating an unforgettable and sometimes unsettling experience. Thank you for joining us on this spine-tingling tour. Until next time, stay curious and stay brave. We've journeyed to some of the most haunted corners of the globe, confronting the unknown and uncovering the chilling stories that linger within these haunted places. But the exploration doesn't end here. The paranormal world is vast and mysterious, filled with endless possibilities for those brave enough to seek them out. Keep your eyes open, your minds sharp, and your EMF readers charged. You never know what lurks in the shadows waiting to be discovered. Until next time, sleep tight if you can.